Hi, friend.
Hi, friend. Are you ready?
Ready for what?
To level up.
Okay, girl, let's get started. Hi, friends. Welcome to another episode of Level Up with Raman and Alysha.
Hi, everyone. On today's episode, we'll be talking about hustling in silence.
Yeah. So, what we mean by that is that, if you ever want to do something, change your career, you start a new career, you start a new project or business, and you would decide, okay, I'm going to tell my greatest and my nearest, and you tell all your friends, and you tell your parents, and you tell your, partner, I'm doing this, and then 6 months goes by and that idea's kind of just gone away.
Yeah,
you've forgotten about it, or it got too hard, it got too expensive, and now everyone's like, what happened?
100%. We hear the quote all the time, work hard in silence and allow success to make its noise. And I think we've made this mistake before as well. I've made the mistake of telling people our plan or something like that because Alysha and I, we're always planning. We're constantly planning, we're constantly brainstorming, but like we said, not every idea or brainstorm is always going to turn into execution.
And that's the great thing about ideas.
Yeah, and I've made the mistake before of kind of speaking too soon.
Me too.
Right? And that could be kind of the biggest problem.
Yeah.
Right? Because so many things can come out of that. By telling other people.
Opinions.
So
judgment.
many opinions. And sometimes we don't need opinions.
No, you're just expressing your idea, but then people feel the need to tell you what they think. And listen, we're at an age now, we're in our 30s. And all of you and your friends are all not in the same place of life. Okay? If you are, kudos to you, but I highly doubt it. Just like how on your hand, my mother-in-law always says this, and it's so true. All 5 fingers aren't the same, so all 5 girlfriends aren't going to be the same.
Oh, that's cute. I like that.
Right? But it's so true.
Yeah.
And so, you might tell your one girlfriend that hey, I'm doing this, and she may not be in the same place as you and not be as ambitious as you or as much of a go-getter or a risk taker. And she's comfortable in her lifestyle, but she may feel ways, but not intentionally to hurt you. Things happen, people don't hurt people intentionally. It just kind of can sometimes rub people the wrong way.
Yeah. And
that can kind of derail your plans out of jealousy or out of even just opinions or even just people thinking you can't do something.
100%. I think you said something very important there, which is, people have too many opinions. Yeah. And I think when you do share your ideas or your plans with people too far in, for example, you might be really excited about your new project and really super excited about it, really motivated. And then you go tell somebody and then, they don't have the same opinion as you. And they might tell you honestly, sometimes you do it to get people's opinion. Hey, I have an idea. What do you think about this? Right. Yeah. And that's completely okay. Yeah. But if you have within yourself, finalized, I am doing this, right. Yeah. And I'm excited. And then you go out and then you're still seeking those opinions. You need to be prepared to maybe not hear what you might want to hear. But then here's my problem. There's 2 types of people. There's people that can ignore those comments and go forward and follow their ambitions. Yeah. But then there's people that do get derailed and do get demotivated. And now they're wait, they second guess themselves. Oh, wait, should I be doing this now?
Yeah, definitely agree with you. And there's different types of people, right? So you just have to be careful too. Because if you're someone who knows that I can very easily be influenced by someone else's opinions, then you need to know, then don't talk to those people or don't ask other opinions. Just run with it. Raman and I are huge advocates of people that believe that if you have an idea or business, run with it. Just try it. Just do it. Life is so short. Don't wait till you're 40 or when you have X amount of money. Don't break the bank either. Make smart business decisions. But what's in the harm of trying something? You will never know if it's going to work until you put in the time and effort to see if it's going to work.
Absolutely. And I do believe you can stop things at any point. If they're not working out, you can stop them at any point. Yeah.
We started
Photo Booth.
That's Photo Booth.
Great example.
Yeah. And it was right in the midst of pandemic. We had one event, and guess what? The equipment we bought that was very expensive didn't even work. Yeah. So listen, things happen, and do we regret it? No. We're it's a lesson we learned. We tried it, it didn't work, and it wasn't for us, and that's okay. But that doesn't mean we got discouraged on all aspects. We just let that one part go. we started something else on the side too.
We've had so many ideas.
Yeah.
Pocket it, remember?
Pocket it. We still try to come up with ideas all the time, and then Raman and I will send each other and be like, why didn't we come up with this idea?
Absolutely. But you know what? One thing Alysha and I always do is we keep it between us.
Yeah.
Right? I don't even know half the things I don't even tell Tim, right? We do it too sometimes. Like, we do it once we know we want to do it.
Yeah.
But Alysha and I have, when it came to event planning, when it came to photo booth, we kind of we went ahead and we announced it when we knew okay, we are doing this.
When we had the logo, the launch date. Raman and I are huge on launch dates. Because that means things are official and you must celebrate the little things in life, right?
Yeah.
Podcasts.
Podcast was another thing.
We did
not
people.
tell anybody. We just kind of, the day that we were doing it, we were like, hey guys, we started a podcast. Here's the first video.
Yeah.
Follow us.
Yeah.
And and everyone was like, oh my God, congratulations.
We didn't expect that feedback, not the feedback, but the encouragement, the excitement that we got.
People were like, oh my God, you guys started a podcast. That's so amazing. And I'm happy that we didn't go on telling the whole world and stuff like that. I'm glad we kept it to just us.
And we did what made us happy.
Absolutely. I think another reason it's really important that you work hard in silence is because people don't want to see you win.
Yeah, they definitely don't want to see you win. And, I personally also think, especially, okay, so Raman and I, right, we come from groups of friends as well. And sometimes, Raman and I didn't grow up together, maybe me and my friends did and her friends did. So they may also feel ways that, I don't think any of our friends do, but in case, you just never know. When I see other people and on TV shows and reality TV shows, you see that, they're why did she start with her? Why did she do it with her and not me, right? And that can be something that can sometimes, make you question, okay, does my friend not have the best intentions for me, right? And this is not from anything that's happened to us, but this is what I've heard from other people and seen people do to each other.
We knew a friend that that happened to.
We did? Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah, you're right.
I had to whisper it to her.
Yeah. And, it was so unfortunate because, some people just work better together. And it's not about the time of how long you know somebody, but it could be just how much you provide to each other in that short time of knowing each other, right?
Absolutely.
I've learned so much from Raman. She's taught me a lot in life and a work ethic as well, to hustle as well, and that's something everybody needs. You need a pusher. You need a go-getter. You need those in your friend groups. You don't need the girl that's gonna diminish your plans and tell you, no, you can't achieve this or do this. So, I've also become aware that I want to preach that to other women that are in my life. So if they're going to come up with an idea, my first instinct is not going to be to shut them down, but be like, you got this.
Yeah. And that's how it should be, right? Yeah. You shouldn't feel like, oh, you're sharing an idea with somebody and then just to hear their opinions and stuff like that. Maybe sometimes all they need to hear is, congratulations, that's an amazing idea. You should go with it, right? Yeah. But like we said, the reason why we say hustle in silence is because not all ideas get executed and not all ideas might go somewhere. And sometimes we're just waiting for results, right? Exactly. To happen before you do go sharing on with the world. Because like we said, everything is a test and trial, right? Yeah. You can't expect everything to be successful or everything to go the way it's planned to.
Yeah, no, definitely agree.
Sorry, go ahead.
So, sometimes it's okay to do things in the quiet, guys. It's okay to hustle in the D-Lo, There's a saying, I think, that people say, do it while they're sleeping or something and then show up.
It's the same concept, same idea of hustle in silence and let your success make the noise.
That's it.
Also, I don't think you need to share. Okay, I know we're saying whatever, but I genuinely think you don't need to share what you're doing with anybody. You have no obligation to anybody other than you. You are the only person, you or your business partner, whoever you're, working on the stuff with. I think those are the only people, you yourself and I, are the only person you have an obligation to update, to check the status on what's happening and, make sure you're on top of your shit. But I don't think you have an obligation to tell anybody what you're up to, give anybody status updates on what's happening. And that's okay. I feel like when I was younger, in high school or university, I do feel like I would feel the need to tell everyone everything.
Yeah, I agree. Me too.
And I don't know if it was like because we were younger and now we've matured more. Thank God.
Yeah, and grown up.
Thank God I'm not that bitch anymore.
Yeah.
But, you know, I was like, you know, had a big friends group, felt the need to kind of like tell everyone everything. You know, I was always like, oh, well, you know, I have this supportive group of friends, so I'm going to get that support and stuff like that. And, you know, like, well, the fakes are gone. The fake people in my friends group are gone.
Yeah, exactly.
And now I have my real ones. And now I know, like, you know, that these are the people that are genuinely happy for me.
They'll support you.
Exactly. But you know what? I remember one of the people that I'm no longer friends with, like, making a comment saying, well, not all of us have, like, a side business like you do and can make that extra money on the side.
I remember.
And that's why I was like, yo, there's a little hate there.
Yeah.
There's a little jealousy and a little bit of hate there. And I was like, so are you happy for me, fam, or no?
So that's what it is. Your friends will sometimes, and even family, will hug you with a smile, but be that person behind the scenes. And that's where it kind of comes from, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Why be in that position where you need to be hurt or offended or insulted when you don't need to put yourself through that? You know, you're doing this for you. You're the one who pays your bills at the end of the day. Your friends don't. Your family members don't. So why would you need to justify or tell anyone your business? And listen, friends, these friends I'm talking about on the other side, reciprocate the news well. Mm-hmm. Don't be like, why'd you wait 6 months to tell me when you find out that this person did start something? Or why didn't you tell me right away? Remember, there's a reason why everyone does something, right? They want to make sure they can believe in themselves first, work on themselves, and work on that business to make sure it
some
grows.
projects take a month to start and some take 8 months to start.
Exactly.
And you're not going to be like 1 month in and being like, I'm doing this when you don't even know what the next 8 months is going to look like. Yeah. And I think some people do it for accountability. Yeah. But I have to disagree with that there. I understand there are things that you need to be accountable about. But when it comes to you, your hustle, the only person you should be like holding accountable is yourself. Like you should not rely on other people for your business's accountability. Like I'm going to tell so-and-so I'm starting this so I can make sure I stay on top of it. Exactly. If you can't stay on top of it yourself and you need others to hold accountable, I mean, just like in terms of like when we're talking business specifically, like you're going to need to make some changes, or you might learn some things along the way that like, hey, you're the only person who can hold yourself accountable because you're the one running your business and you're the one who's going to have to get up and get your stuff done at the end of the day, nobody else.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you on that. Sorry.
It's okay.
Dry throat.
But as we mentioned, like, you know, we did this a lot when we were younger, but now we're adults.
Yeah, so
and I do think people should be more understanding.
Yeah, and listen, guys, this isn't just about business starting too. Say your coworkers, you're in a business, I mean, you're in your corporation, right, with coworkers as well. And, you know, you and another coworker are on the same level. And, you know, you both want to go for that promotion. Mm-hmm. It's not being devious, but it's also just like saying, I don't need to tell my every move to this person.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
You got to do what you got to do for you. Not to say that person wouldn't do it either, right? But it's not like, I don't think it's a devious act or being too smart about it. It's putting yourself first when you need to.
Because you never know. People steal your ideas in companies too and can call it their own.
We've heard about that throughout all of business.
Absolutely.
Right.
You know, you pitch an idea. I see it in TV shows all the time. Yeah. Like, you know, when you share your idea and like the devious like coworker comes and steals the idea and pitches it instead. So, I mean, luckily no one has ever done that to me, but I'm very specific about what I tell people. Yeah. I don't think everybody needs to know everything.
No, and I'm starting to learn that more and more, right? Because not everyone's going to be your cheerleader.
Yeah.
So it's just knowing your audience, guys. That's it. And it's knowing yourself too, because you need to know that you can be a tough cookie when, you know, not everyone's opinion is going to be what you're expecting or what you want to hear. And sometimes this can go the other way too, and that's a different conversation. But giving advice to people, right? Yeah. And being able to accept and understand that. So yeah.
Okay. Another thing that I want to touch base is on when you are like kind of like I don't know about you, but there was a point in my life where I felt like, oh, will someone think of me but like a certain way if I don't tell them, like what you mentioned. Like they might be like, okay, well, why didn't you tell me 6 months from now, or like people don't understand that, right? So there are people who can cope with that, But then there are people who will get anxiety about that.
Yeah.
Right? They'll be like, oh no, like now my friends think I'm hiding stuff from them or my family and stuff. I don't even tell my own family stuff.
Yeah.
I live in this house with them and I don't tell them stuff. Like and it sucks, but I do think it's something that does come with maturity. It comes with time. I think the more people you tell, it's actually more damaging to whatever project or whatever you're working on. And for those people who are not able to cope with the anxiety of like, what is my friend or what is my loved one going to think about the fact that I'm doing this? And some people are very like, they post everything they do on social media.
Yeah.
Right? Like I know some people that have literally stuff that they're working on, like every step of the way, like from production to like pre-production and all that stuff. Like they're posting it on social media and they're very open about every single thing that they're doing, whether it's a restaurant that they're opening or stuff like that.
Or building a house.
Or building a house. Or, building like an app or a product or something like that. They're very open about it.
People are very trustworthy. I'm scared as
I'm
shit
scared
of Evil Eye and Nazar. I'm sorry, guys, but we've talked about this in a previous episode. Yeah. I am shit scareless of Nazar.
I feel like that's one of the reasons I don't like to share my projects.
Me too. 100%.
But also because, and people need to understand this. Like when people are like, and I had to explain this to you all. I think I told you this one time too, or I told somebody else when they were like, "Oh, you're working on this," and I was like, "Listen, I'm always working on something. Yeah. And you won't know about 90% of them because they're ideas. Yeah. You will only find out about the ones that hit execution. Exactly. So don't be upset that I didn't share my ideas. Like, I think I did tell you this a really long time ago.
Yeah, you did.
And I was like, I'm thinking all the time, just like the rest of the world. Yeah. Everyone is thinking, planning their lives all the time. And that's okay. You don't need to share it. Yeah. Yeah. And I do think like I did go through a phase where I did have anxiety about not telling people stuff, but now I'm just like whatever. At the end of the day,
I did too.
I'm trying to make the bands.
Yeah, like, it is what it is.
It's your money. No one else is gonna make it for you, so you do what's like gonna be best for you.
Opportunities are there. It's who's gonna catch it.
Yeah, exactly. And the people who do believe in you and your ideas and your business will be there for you even after you announce it, right? And they'll be like, amazing, good job, right? I feel like, this is kind of like related, but this is one thing that really bugs me about this whole thing about working hard in silence and letting your success make the noise.
Tell me.
When the success makes the noise, people are just like, like for example, when the man on top of, this is a quote that I had on my desk on my first job at Avery. My first job, I had this quote on my desk and it was like, the man on top of the mountain didn't just fall there.
It's 100% true.
Because when you execute, right, people only see the results, right? Yeah. But you're not trying to show them your whole step of the way. But I think people need to be aware that like, this person didn't just wake up and all this just happened. Yeah. It could be months and years of work behind it, hours of sleepless nights and stuff like that, and effort and dedication. And I feel like a lot of people just like, when they see that success, they just see the success, but they will never understand the journey or the time. I'm literally am like such a big believer in it now that I'm just like, no one's gonna understand your journey. No, nobody will. They will only see the results. They will only see where you have come to. Yeah. But not like...
And where you started from.
Yeah. Like all those like 5 million Pinterest success quotes that show like that the success line think it looks like, but then what it actually looks like.
Exactly. It's 100% true.
Yeah. And, I think people need to change that perception of like, oh my God, this person is successful and they just woke up and did this and blah, 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 blah. Like, no, bitch. Yeah. That's hours and hours of work.
Exactly.
Yeah. And yeah, I didn't tell you about my hours and hours of work, but I didn't need to.
No, because it was my story to tell.
Exactly.
It's my story.
And if you don't want to tell your story, you don't have to.
Because what's so different from doing what we do and not like sharing our story to people who do the 9-to-5 jobs? Yeah. And they don't share it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the same thing.
100%.
Just because you're doing something outside of the norm.
Exactly. Right? And I'm not even just like in work. I mean, I think in all aspects of your life. Yeah. Right?
Weight loss.
I think even when you're working on yourself. Yeah. I think it's important to work on yourself in silence. Yeah,
I personally gaining weight or toning up or achieving little goals.
Yeah, and I get it. People do it for the accountability portion. Like they want to, have an accountability partner and stuff like that to make sure like they do stick to their like weight loss journey or something like that, or if they're working on their self and they are sticking through it, which is fine.
Or
but
quitting smoking or something.
Anything, right? But
I know someone who quit smoking and they didn't tell anyone this time. They've always told someone during that time frame or was pressured to do it. And this one time that they finally quit altogether, they didn't tell a single person they were going to do it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that's perfect, right? Because when it's almost like crying wolf.
Yeah.
Right? When you say you're gonna, and that's why I kind of believe also in like working hard in silence, because at least if you fail, you're like on your own.
Exactly.
You're not like, oh, now I've told 10 million people and I failed and I have to tell them I failed.
Exactly.
Or now I'm gonna get judged by blah, blah, blah. And it's true. It's a true feeling. I feel it sometimes. I'm like, I rather, try it out, test it out myself, see if it even works, goes anywhere before I go telling the whole damn world.
I agree.
Right? And that's completely fine.
Okay. Well, yeah. I totally agree. So guys, listen, don't be a hater and don't feel the need to be the person that has to share every little detail of your life with your friends and family. Okay? Like, it's your life. Don't forget you're the cruise driver of your life.
The cruise driver? Alysha's on a boat right now, on a cruise. I don't know what kind of stuff you're driving, but drive your life.
Yeah.
Drive wherever your life takes you. And, don't forget, you build your own road. Don't let other people pave your road for you.
Okay, so we're riding roads and boats today.
We're riding.
Right.
Hope you guys felt motivated. I hope you for some of those that do feel that pressure to always tell everyone everything, I hope you feel a little bit better about no, you don't need to. The most successful people keep things to themselves.
100%.
And those are kind of the behavior that we want to make sure we implement in ourselves and then our audience too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So thanks so much for tuning in. If you're not already following us on Instagram, please do at Level Up with Raman and Alysha. And if you have a story to share or need advice, email us, guys. Yeah. Email us. We will talk to you. Or DM us and you can email us at ramanandalysha@gmail.com.
Thank you, everyone. Have a motivated day.
Bye.